What's up, Jays fans? Junior here from Offside and Out of Bounds, bringing you the Blue Jays Roundup. Oh, what a time of year so far. You know, I've been a fan of this team for roughly around 30 years. I think it's a bit more than that. My first game took place in 1984 at the Mistake by the Lake Exhibition Stadium, and I have bled blue ever since. I love the game of baseball. This is my team. I've been through the ups, the downs, the lefts, the rights, the greats, the not so greats, the championships, the heartbreaking losses. I've seen it and done it all. I've been there with you. Now, before we go any further, I want to hear from my fellow Jays fans. Drop a comment, subscribe, hit the like, share it if you like my opinions. If you don't, roast me in the comments. I'm here for that. I love talking with fellow fans. I'd love to build up a nice chatter on these shows. So let's break this thing down for you. So what is the Jays Roundup? The Jays Roundup will take place between series. So you got a Friday to a Sunday, and then you've got Tuesday to Thursday. So I'm going to be here every Monday night between those series, and I'm going to break down what happened in the series before, and I'm going to look forward to the series ahead, give you some keys, what I think is going to happen, what I'm seeing, what I don't like, what I like, and we'll do that. So the first official roundup will come to you on June 7th. That'll be nestled right in between the Astros and White Sox series. So today, what's today? Today is the health check episode. This is where I like to take a look at the team. We've got past 50 games right now, so we're in a good spot to look back and see what's been going on, and then kind of get that ability to start foreshadowing where we think things are going to finish. Jays fans, hit me up with your first comment now. Do you like to check in on that team after 10, 20, 30, 40 games, all-star break? When do you like to prognosticate and kind of see where they can end up finishing at the end of the year? Hit me up with a comment in the comment section. Would love to hear from you guys. So this is when I like to look at things. 50 games, because we've got a good amount of data behind us. Good amount of games away, home, interleague. You just get a good picture for me. So this is where I like to kind of look at things, take a look back to see what's been going on. So I mean, the one thing that I could see, we're sitting 28-25, 5.5 back of the Rays, they've been playing out of their mind. I mean, I don't think anyone saw Tampa on the run that they went on. I mean, 15-16, absolutely insane. So we're 5.5 back of them. Not to be too concerned, as we're still in shooting distance, and the rest of the teams are kind of holding pace with what they're doing right now. So the one thing that I like to look at is, our run differential right now is a plus 42, which is great. We're seeing what the offense can do. It's been very consistent this year. There's only been a few times where, they may have faced a pitcher they've never faced before. I think that happened in Texas with Dunning, I believe, and it just didn't go too well. But it's been very few and far between where we've run into a pitcher that we haven't been able to do anything with. So, that's a good thing. So I want to look at the biggest standout that I can see right now. And obviously, if you want to argue with me, but I think it's been Vladdy. OPSing over 1,100. He's got 17 home runs, 45 RBI. I like to see that his walks and his strikeouts are kind of level at 32. He's seeing the ball really well. His approach at the plate has changed a little bit, but he's really on the ball. His exit velo has been up. His WAR is where it should be. His FWAR is where it should be. His advanced metrics, his saber metrics are absolutely beautiful this year. And we've kind of seen him come out of his shell a little bit before, where you'd get 2 weeks, 3 weeks of this run, and then he'd just kind of slump back or go back into his shell. But this has been a sustained kind of look at him, and it's been absolutely phenomenal. 17 home runs. He's tied for the league lead. When you look at the things that he's kind of leading in, he's leading the league in OPS, slugging, and on base. He's third in average and fourth in runs scored. And of course, Bo is leading the league in runs scored at, I do believe it's in the 40s, 43, around there. But nonetheless, he's just really come out of his shell, and he's just been that real big bright spot for me. Obviously, there's some other ones, but I think the one that just comes to mind first is going to be Vladdy. Jays fans, let me know who you think is that big breakout guy this year, who you're liking, who surprised you, who you think is that stud that we've got going right now. And then there is one Jay that I do have some legitimate concerns about, and that's Kevin Biggio. Obviously, he is injured right now. That neck just not feeling well. He's still day-to-day. and that's been retroed back to May 22nd. So things aren't really progressing as well, I think, as he hoped and fans had hoped. I think that the addition of Marcus Semien coming in, he's kind of been that odd man out, and kind of the success of the team has kind of, put him into an awkward position. Now, I mean, if you look at his advanced stats compared to second base and third base, it's night and day. He's better at second than he is at third. The errors are way down. His hitting is better because he's more comfortable. But, I would love to see him get comfortable at third base, kind of dig in there and take this as more of a challenge and kind of see what he can do, because we definitely need that bat in the lineup every day. I mean, Panic and Espinal, they've been very serviceable up to this point, kind of filling in there. But I just want to see Cavan at third. I want to see him just dig in and start to, explode, because that bat in that lineup just makes it even more of a formidable lineup for anyone to face. We're still without Springer. So, I mean, the injuries kind of rack up and there's been some issues. But Jays fans, let me know who you think right now is that guy who's on the bench, or he's just getting a raw deal, maybe needs more playing time, maybe a little more attention from the fans or a little more attention from Charlie. Definitely, let me know. Would love to kind of get your thoughts on that. So let's talk about the offense. Okay, we're 50 some odd games into the season. We're leading the league in advanced stats, OPS, slugging. We're second in home runs. We're top 5 in hits and RBIs. And the one thing that I like is that we're actually sitting in 11th spot in the league in stolen bases. We all know this team, and in the past, it's always had these issues of just stealing bases. One of the fundamental aspects of baseball is a hit and run, is stolen bases, is bunting in situations, and we've never been good at it. But being 11th in the league, I kind of like that a lot. Maybe it's a bit of a change in systems, but whatever it is, I like it. If we can stay there or maybe even crack the top 10, that would be absolutely phenomenal. Another piece I like is we're in the bottom of the league in strikeouts. So our guys are seeing the ball really well. They're being very patient at the plate. The only thing where it doesn't translate is we're also in the bottom of the league in walks. So that just means that our guys are getting a ton of hits, which is good because we'd like to see that offense roll. We'd like to see the lineup change over. I mean, at the end of the day, they're hitting the ball a ton right now. I got a lot of juice on this team. At the beginning of the year, I had them pegged for competing for the division. And with that comes consistency. And they've been consistent this year. So I'm really liking where they are right now. And that next check-in point at the All-Star break will really be interesting to see where the stats are sitting and if they've continued this torrid pace on the offensive side. And, when you look at defense right now, that's kind of a bit of a shadowing concern. Some untimely errors, some, ill-timed errors, costing us runs, costing us games. We don't want things to get that way. But I think as we start to get a little more comfortable and that third base situation's figured out, I think the errors will come down and be a little more secure defensively. Starting pitching has been, it's been okay. We've got some great starts from Matz. Stripling's been dealing as of late, so you can't complain about them. Ryu is what we expected from him. We've got Manoa coming in, so I mean the pitching situation's been great. And the one thing that shows you that they're kind of good is that they're in the middle of the pack in all statistical categories. They're in the bottom half of walks and earned runs, which is great. They're not giving up the walks or a lot of earned runs. The runs are a bit up. I mean, we're not the best in the division with our run total or our earned run total, but it's nice to see that we aren't leading the league in runs given up. So we got to take that with not a grain of salt, but we'll see where things are come All-Star break. The next thing, the bullpen. So 11 saves out of 18 opportunities. I mean, it doesn't look as bad as it really is, but it also doesn't look that good. Either DeLeese is on or he's off or he's injured. Chatwood and Romano have looked pretty okay, but it didn't help that we lost our closer in the beginning of the season. Definitely did not help. But, they are doing their best. And I think once we get into the dog days of summer that, we're going to get a better idea what this bullpen's made of. Now touch on coaching. I think to this point, Charlie's kind of made a few decisions that I didn't agree with. His positioning hasn't been the best. But, again, 50 games into the season, I can't really complain. They're on the plus side on the record. The run total is up. Their run differential is good. Again, healthy pitching, healthy offense. minus the injuries, of course. But I mean, in terms of raw numbers, raw data looks really good on them right now. So I can't really complain too much about him. And again, I had this team competing for the division at the beginning of the year, and where they are after 50 games, I like them in the spot. I don't think anyone expected Tampa to be doing what they're doing right now, but they are. I mean, we have to live with that. So, at the end of the day, we got to chase down the Yanks, who have been reeling right now. They just got swept by the Tigers, and they're not looking too healthy. And then just catch the Sox. Once we catch the Sox, then we're kind of in striking distance to that division. So I wanted to say we're going to wrap this up now. So thank you for watching. My next health checkpoint will be at the All-Star break, so hopefully you can join us for that. Otherwise, I will see you on June 7th for the first episode of the wrap-up. And again, if you are not following Offside and Out of Bounds, please consider doing so. We have some amazing content that we put out multiple times a week. We've got the cast, we've got bets where you will see some betting tips on the Jays and other baseball, basketball, and soccer. And we would love to have you a part of our channel and a part of our journey. So please consider hitting that subscribe button, turn your post notifications on. We'd love to have you a part of the Outside family. But thanks very much for watching. Stay safe. Go Jays. And I'll see you real soon.